Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Horror Corner. And I'm here with my co host, LC.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back from your long trip.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back in October, the most wonderful time of the year.
Oh, yes, the best in horror. And I've already started my selection of films I've been already watching. And you have Shutter, so you probably already technically can watch it wherever you are.
Mm. All day, every day.
So today we will be talking about a movie about wishes and how sometimes wishing in greed can get you into trouble. Most wishes are based in greed. Uh,
Mixed messaging.
Mixed messaging. It's a wise man once said, "You can't always get what you want, but if you try, sometimes you might
Mm.
find you get what you need." But
Just a very wise man.
in this case, everybody wants they want more than they bargained for because they're not dealing with a regular genie. They're dealing with a
He's shady.
shady. Well, jinns always, in general, like they're based in um, fucking up your wishes. It's the whole point of their being. They're demons, basically, that can perform wishes, and they're not very nice genies. But I think,
Yeah, he's
yeah. So this movie is a Wes Craven's Presents film, directed by Robert Kurtzman, who's well known for being a special effects artist, makeup artist. He's done so many different films, um, but this was a film that he directed, and he got a chance to direct this film, starring
many
and
people.
many people.
Everyone.
Was it Andrew Divoff? I think that's how you say his name. As the Jin and Tammy Lauren. This film is a classic in my opinion. Like whenever you put down like horror villains in like your top 100, the Jin has to be somewhere around there because how powerful he is and just how devious his character is. Basically feeds off of people's greed and then twists their wish into some horrible monstrosity.
Yeah, he's worse than your nemesis in high school in the locker room. He is going to take whatever you say and totally twist it, and it's going to be a rough day for you for sure.
Did you have a bully in high school?
No, no, but we all knew, those people that for sure would, you could say something, and after the game of telephone, it would wind up coming back to you in the most bizarre way. It's not what I meant. This guy is that times about a million for sure.
Oh yeah, and I really love his design in here. The practical effects were incredible, and a lot of them still hold up to this very day. They're just really good.
Yeah, it's funny. I had a lot of um, it kind of you could see the evolution and how people are still leaning on some of these characters today, but just the costuming really reminded me a lot of things out of Stranger Things. The I mean it's bookended with some of the most amazing special effects. I mean, there's wonderful pieces throughout, but the beginning and the end just give you a total delight of special effects. So it's a pretty terrific movie for anybody who's looking for some classic and varied scenes that have just about anything you could possibly imagine or wish for.
Oh, exactly, but be careful what you wish for.
Mhm.
I do love the beginning in here. It starts, I believe, in 1127 in the Persian Empire, and it just it's a very like disturbing scene done with incredible practical effects. The way they do the scene is, horrible things are happening all around, the palace and everything to people, because of the Jinn and what he's trying to do. He's
Yeah.
trying to basically release hell on earth by if you
Mm-hmm.
get the third wish in, he wants you to wish for that. And the sorcerer, was it Zoroaster? I think it is Zoroaster. Zoroaster. I can't pronounce the name. Anyway, basically telling the Persian emperor, don't make your third wish. This is what he wants. Wants you to do this, and he'll destroy us all. He's already destroying everything around him in the first place. Worse. And then the jinn gets trapped in a fire opal.
Yeah, it's pretty creative how he goes about, because your classic genie, he's gonna just give you exactly what you want so that you keep wishing and keep getting greedier and greedier. But this guy, he comes in and just totally rocks your wish, messes it up so that you want to wish for something else to make it stop, which such a cool turn, for sure. But what was it? It was show me wonders, right?
Yep.
Was the wish that just kicks it off in such a spectacular way.
Well, he showed him wonders. He showed him horrible
Oh
wonders.
yeah.
Because the thing is, like, even with Jin, you have to be super specific. Because even if you're not specific enough, they can go like, "Wow, you gave me a lot of wiggle room to do pretty much anything I wanted."
Mhm. Yeah, that's the genie rule, right?
Oh
That's
yeah,
we're always, every time you think about the idea of the magic lamp, everybody's always trying to figure out how they're going to beat the system.
yeah.
If you only get one wish, how are you going to do it so you get everything that you want? This guy is the polar opposite. He's doing that. He's trying to figure out whatever you wish, how he can absolutely screw everything up for you so you just keep wishing until he gets what he wants.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think there's also, I think even Jin and Genie have to work on the law of balance in the universe. So, one of the reasons why in Aladdin, when the genie basically says, "I can't bring people back from the," because if he did, he probably would have to kill somebody else off, because a life for a life type of situation.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
there are even, if I remember correctly, there are rules for genies to have a balance. They cannot create or destroy without something being destroyed or created. Um,
Hmm.
and so it works in alchemy as well. I don't know if you've ever heard of Full Metal Alchemist.
No.
Okay, so
Full Metal Alchemist.
it's an anime. It's an anime, but
Okay.
it's basically these people are are alchemists. They can create matter and everything, but they also explain that you can't create something without something being destroyed. There always has to be a balance with the universe. And with genies as well, or even jinn, the way they work is they can't create without something destroyed, and they can't destroy without something. So, with this character, messing with what we consider natural laws, he also has to somewhat abide by natural laws, but he also, can mess with them if people aren't very specific on what they want.
Yeah, and he does.
Yes. Oh, yes. And
Every time.
he has too much fun with it. And Andrew Deval does such a good job. I just love his facial expressions. He's so serious. Not He's not comedic at all, and it looks slightly campy, but he is so like in the moment villain.
So I have to do this, and I'm probably going to do it at least 3 times during this recording, because I've been doing it at least 3 times a day in the spirit of three wishes, every day since I watched the movie. But that is just to say, Alexandra. Everything I love it so much. Your classic. What makes this particular evil character stand out, and his drag out of his vocal fry drag out of every single thing he says is so catchy that after you watch the movie, everything that you talk to your friends about is going to have that extended catchphrase.
Yeah, he just extends that enunciation of words, and just like, yeah, like LC.
It makes it fun. Yeah.
I'm looking
That's
for
great.
LC. Have you seen her?
Yeah. Have you seen him? And I mean, honestly, it's just such a fun movie. you know, I love a good, fun, scary movie. Less scary, more fun, and that's 100% what this felt like.
Oh yeah.
Not to mention the cameos.
Oh my goodness, the cameos are insane, and it's really cool. And I've met a lot of these people too, so it's just fun to watch it, and you're going like, wait a minute, I know that person. Oh, I know that person. Oh, look, Ted Raimi just got killed.
Well,
Right at
there's
the beginning, right
Tony
at the
Todd.
beginning, he got crushed. And I love how
Mhm.
everybody's reaction. They're like, "Oh no, our horrible statue." I'm like, the statue just. And nobody cares about
Mhm.
somebody just died.
Mhm. Tom Savini was a fun one to see pop up as well, just because this is so riddled with amazing effects, and to have another effects master um, jump into the scene is pretty exciting.
Oh yeah, Tom
Yeah,
Savini's a legend.
mhm. It is a who's who for anybody that wants to tune in and see all their favorites for sure.
Oh yeah, everybody from like Kane Hodder to Tony Todd, Robert England.
Robert England.
Yeah,
Yep.
like wait a minute, it's kind of like we were talking earlier in the podcast talking about Walkers. That's another
Hmm.
one where there's a bunch of cameos or directors in, and you're like, wait a minute, I know that guy, I know that guy, I know that guy. For one scene, okay.
Hmm. They run in a small pack, right?
They really do. But yeah, this film is it's really fun. The villain itself is very memorable because of um
It hasn't been done. I mean, I don't know. You always know so many more obscure movies than I do, but I don't recall, aside from this franchise, there being another sort of evil genie Jin type of horror movie.
let's see about Kazan was she. I'm joking.
That that was frightening. You are for
Yes.
sure.
You
That
sure
was
that's you sure
definitely
that's not a horror movie?
yes. Okay, got me.
His acting was horrible. Uh
Mhm. Frightening.
no, but I really do like his character even we'll eventually do, but even with the just comes off as not extreme,
Mhm.
but the way he sneers at you, lowers his
Mhm.
chin and then stares right at you like he's looking into your soul and trying to find any bit of weakness so that, oh, you might want something important. Yes,
Mhm. Mhm.
wish for that thing to happen or that thing to come to you, that to that effect. So I just love that just look he gives pattern is very memorable.
Yeah. Unforgettable. Yeah, and he is I mean he at one point the character changes a lot. You have the weird baby Jin, and then of course you have that guy who is always at a bar at some hotel that is going to leer at any woman that walks through the room, is 100% his human form. I've seen that guy a million times. Just like evolving of the different versions of himself is pretty cool the way that they did it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's one of those films that just it had never seen. Um, it kind of throws you off a little bit because it's not your typical horror film where you get the villain usually like this low or like a very cocky type of character. I'm talking about like Jason, Freddy. Jason, Freddy, basically maybe a little too much. almost
Right,
almost to
right.
the point where he's giving away, how to beat him. Too much
Mhm.
monologuing. And in here you have a villain who is very knows that you're going to be powerful because you're going to want to win. And even when you
Mhm.
don't want to make the rest of the wishes, almost going to play the game where it's going to cause so much chaos that you stop all.
Yeah. This it's so interesting to me that this is Wes Craven too, because the I think the parts that I enjoyed the most with the movie were they felt very Wes Craven, lots of um kind of fun. Definitely not as many, puns as you see in some of the other flicks, but it's a fun ride. But then the sort of drama piece to it, the melodrama where you don't have a lot of the fun special effects and the Jin actually showing up, reminded me so much of almost like a Clive Barker movie. So it's definitely a different type of watch. It's not like anything that it feels very blended between a lot of different genres of horror movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I really enjoy that. If you get stuck on one genre throughout the whole film, kind of gets a little
Hmm.
and especially if you don't have a member doesn't fit
Right,
well. And because
right.
film has become so anonymous with gins, think of a gin, think of Wishmaster. There's gins throughout history we'll talk about, and but for horror fans like us, or even non-horror, a lot of people at least have heard of Wish. They haven't seen know about yet somehow. I still haven't seen people ever up and I love his design. It is very
Yeah,
classic, um, memorable, or just somebody like a here's the gin as a form. Here's the
right,
that'd
right.
be cool.
Yeah, his demon form reminded me so much the full body form of Vecna from Stranger Things.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I think that's probably where
and
they
then
got a
he,
big inspiration from.
100%. And then there's a, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but there is a weird, I don't even know what you would call it, like a bird dog or something in this movie. And that reminded me of the Demogorgon. So I was wondering, how much they were thinking around some of these characters when they were developing Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, they do a lot of callbacks past past sci-fi horror because they know
Hmm.
that people that are watching this are probably very nostalgic, especially that, and
Right?
that's a smart idea because it makes people go like, "Wait a minute, where have I seen something like this?" Huh? And they go back and go, "Huh?" And
Hmm.
that's on purpose because they want to. Yes, nostalgia really tells really
Hmm.
back to their childhood. Also, he kind of reminds me of a character in Power Rangers.
Oh, really?
I even ooze. Not purple though. Ivan Ooze is purple, but it's sort of the design. That just the
Okay.
classic makeup design in horror.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just I really like that.
Yeah.
Both his humor
Hmm.
are
Hmm. And even his baby form.
so do you have any like favorite? There are a lot of
Yeah.
clever kills. There's some like simple kills. There are kills that happen on accident.
This movie made me want to when you first start watching it because of that opening scene. That's a puppy. My dog came on camera for a minute. Um, it made me want to honestly just have someone do some inspired movie where the entire thing is that first scene just for a full 2 hours. But watching it again, it's been years. I think the last time I saw this was probably right when it came out on probably VHS back then. Um, but yeah, was like, oh my gosh, that's rad. The snake guy. Oh my gosh, no, it's the skeleton guy. Oh, it's such a cool first opener that it felt like every time something new was presented in a very short amount of time, that was my new favorite. But probably, I mean, in the movie as a whole, I really liked the skeleton scene right at the very
Oh
beginning.
yeah, I was about to say
Um,
that
just
scene,
so cool.
the scene. You just think his body's just gonna open. That's not expecting the skeleton to get yanked out in an attack. You're like,
Mm,
I have never seen this. Usually the person's already dead and they're on the ground and they're just open, but skeleton is still animated. and
yeah, he goes for it, man. He's up and moving.
and this is coming from like Robert Kurtzman, who like a renowned special.
Mhm.
Him just behind the scenes probably going like, no, 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 you're doing that wrong. You need to make it like this and this and this. Um, the director of the movie has that special effects
Oh yeah.
mind in the background. I need free and as practical as possible. Now these days, a lot of special effects, and you can tell I hate my blood. It doesn't move right.
Mm,
It doesn't splatter correct. And when people are shot and splatter everywhere, it doesn't look real. It looks
yeah,
hasn't haven't got it right. That's why I still love blood
right.
squibs, and they hurt a little
Hmm.
bit but they look more real than just
Hmm.
like digital blood. And
Yeah.
yeah, you can clearly tell when digital, also not the right happen. So
It's funny that you mentioned that because, and I want to hear about your favorite as well. But this is 90s. This came out. What year did this come out?
this came out in '97.
1990, 97. What a great year. Um,
Titanic.
talking about talking about the evolution of effects and to where we are today, which I special effects done digitally are so they're so cool, but of course they're not as cool as the OG effects. But back then, not as cool, and it highlights my least favorite kill in this movie, which is Kane Hodder's kill, because that was just, dare I say it, dumb. When Kane has a scene where he kind of gets sucked into glass and then the glass explodes, but this is 1997 effects, and it's just um, you laugh because effects are just so much better these days when
Yeah,
you're working with the technology that we have. But poor Kane.
and especially for something
It's
like Hodder, like this is
yeah,
freaking Jason. Like something like for like physically to happen to him, that he plays
right.
such a big character who does horrible physical acts to people in general.
Hatchet, yeah.
Uh, you're going, that's
This
it? That's his death?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it's almost comical, and I'm sure it'll be my next question for him when I see him next summer, for sure. But what do you think about that effect? Bring a little photo. So almost worth tuning into the movie just to see that and have a little chuckle at it. But what was your favorite kill?
Oh,
Don't say that one.
but no, I still go back to this. I still go back to in. They like, I love all
Hmm.
the kills throughout the movie, but the in catches your
Oh yeah.
reality of, and he's having fun doing. So everyone's running around the palace, just getting mutilated. Their bodies are didn't think they could ever do because they're morphing into these horrible creatures, um, throughout the palace, and it's insane. Like it's all done practically. Um, today it would all be done digital, unless you get
Mm-hmm.
unless you get somebody like like from The Walking Dead, love to do practical stuff. Rare that they, unless it's like a effect, try to do a lot of their practically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, show what he and by showing the practical grossness like a rotting body or even exploding
Mm-hmm.
body. Or let's there's a scene five, six.
Right.
There's a one season where this one character gets stuck in between doors and
Oh no.
and can't get out. Um, entrance, and there's a bunch of zombies that basically trap him there and rip his face. His friend is behind the other. Has friend has to watch him turn to pieces, and it was so
Oh no.
disturbingly done practically that even behind the cameras were feeling after.
Oh
It
wow.
looked way too. Uh,
That's the best.
yeah, it
That's
looked
the.
way too realistic, and that's what I love about practical
Mm-hmm.
effects. And these
Yeah.
days, put it through AI, try to do AI style and everything. Something about practical effects that
Mm-hmm.
when you hit live, it's something completely different than
Mm-hmm.
um, and I think you miss out on that. Or these days, too much AI, which I think AI is good in some cases, but when too much computer up and for some reason editors don't go back and go like, wait a minute, the people in the background, they all look the same. Well,
Right.
same person just multiplied
And they
multiple times.
and
But
they have, 7 fingers on one hand.
oh,
Oops.
oops. Hey, well, he can play piano really well.
Yeah, in the beginning too, it it's there's just so much to take in. There was a tree guy that sort of walks in at one point, and you've wow, there's a tree guy, the snake guy. He gets a lot of attention because he has a speaking part, but it's just one of those suck in moments of an opening scene in a movie where you're like, I'm in it and I want this to continue the entire movie for sure. And it unfortunately doesn't continue the entire movie. I would love that, but there's amazing pieces throughout that keep you going. And then the end, you have another chaos ensues moment, which is great because I think after starting the movie, that's what everybody's tuning in for. Everybody's rooting to see that end piece where it all comes to play and you get another closure moment that is crazy and wild and fun.
Yeah, definitely. And what did you think about Tammy Lauren as?
She looks so much like Linda Hamilton. Is that her name? Terminator gal.
Yep.
I triple checked. I saw the opening credits. I read up beforehand, and then I just kept going back because she absolutely looks so much like a young version. She did a really good job, I thought. She was, she played her character well. It wasn't overly done. Um, and she's our heroine, right? She takes us through the movie, and I enjoy the fact that she isn't. She's definitely your final girl, right? She's not. She's got her sister in there that plays your classic 80s 90s horror gal, a little into herself, a little they're beautiful and a little bit more out there than her sister, who's the the more scientific studied and deeper felt character. But I liked her as the lead for sure.
Yeah, and then her sister gets framed.
Yeah, then her sister gets framed.
No, I like how at the beginning, or all this background about Fire Opal, basically like I've never seen. I'm gonna take it to an expert.
Hmm.
Somebody that I keep on going. I don't know if I should date you, but can you help me for free? You have time to look at
Right,
this?
right.
And he's like, you have to go to dinner? Like walks off. You're
Right.
like, okay, uh,
Mm.
okay, I'll do this. I don't know if you know any guys like that are like they'll do anything for that girl that they, and in the end it's like, oh, I did all that stuff
Mm.
for that specific projects. I helped you out and went out with a jock instead.
Yep, yep, yep. He definitely pines for her. What is his name? Is he Rick, I think? Or is Rick the other gent? Um, Alec or Josh, that's his name. Josh is the her scientist friend. Yeah, yeah, we all know someone like that. I think on both sides of the spectrum. Plenty of my guy friends have the pining gal that, will do just about anything as well to get in the good graces. Um, yeah, and I I like the fact that they wove in. I think that the important part there at the beginning is how that jewel, that gem comes into play, how it makes its way into their sphere, classically in a big city through, somebody snagging it and trying to make a buck at a pawn shop,
Yeah. Well,
which
I
is
mean,
the most real moment.
a really big pawn shop, but I mean, it's more of like he has fancy jewelry or anything else like that.
Antiquities,
Antiquities,
antiquities.
yes, antiquities. Um,
Mm,
basically, probably screws the guy over for that. That's a priceless art. It contains a gin, so it's pretty much priceless.
right. Right, absolutely, absolutely.
The guy got ripped off. He should have, Las Vegas and pawn shop. They would offer.
Ask for more.
They would probably offered him 5,000.
Pawn Stars.
Pawn stars. That's it.
Right, right.
No, but no, also on the subject were you ever a heartbreaker in high school?
Not I no, I was kind of the wild child in high school, but I definitely, shout out to Paul. Not going to say your last name. You know who you are. Anytime I needed to go anywhere, Paul showed up with a ride. Like this guy was tried and true. He was my Josh for sure.
Yes, Josh.
Paul, I see you.
Yeah, Josh stayed, tried and true throughout this whole ordeal,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure. All the way to the end.
all the way to the end. Alex is like, you know what? I put you through enough shit already. Let's go out.
You're right. Yeah, it was kind of nice to see his comeuppance for sure.
So we really never get to actually, because there is a reset near spoilers. If you haven't seen
Hmm.
it by now, but there is sort of
That's on you.
yeah, it's on you. There's sort of a reset at the end, and I always like it doesn't specifically hit, but does Alex remember about the is she putting it in the back burner, but like this stuff happened, but it didn't happen because of what said.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't think about that. To me, it seemed like I just assumed that she was aware, but you're right. Everything changed. So would she or wouldn't she be aware of it?
I don't know, because remember she was the center of the wish. And
Hmm.
he had to abide by the rules of the wish. Like I said, or comes to wishes, comes to that's when the Jinn can take your wish, forfeit into something. Her wish
Hmm.
had to do had no. Should I spoil it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
spoil
okay.
it.
Yeah, basically the wish was wish that the crane operator did not drink that day, operating the crane off the statue onto the world. And yeah, that's basically by doing that she broke that timeline and it had to revert back. And
Yeah,
he couldn't
she erased him.
he basically well he didn't erase him, he's still there. And I think he actually
Hmm.
remembers everything because
Yeah,
one granting the wish, but he has to abide by the rule of time as well. So he can't fight against time. Time is big.
yeah. I did like how she was trying to be really creative too. She was trying to figure it out, which is good because I think if she would have just come up with that on the fly when so many other people throughout the film, make wishes that are not always terrible. I mean, some are a little vengeful, and in my opinion, it was terrible and awful, but I could see where our houseless friend was coming from. Um, but she certainly figured out how he was working. I thought it was pretty overly confident of our Jen friend to give her a practice wish at one point so that she could even, try and figure him out a little bit more. But she had a couple of those wishes that I think anybody seeing how evil he was would try to maneuver to get rid of him. And I think at the end of the day, his cockiness of giving her those extra wishes probably backfired on him.
Oh yeah, I don't think he realized how smart or that out. He saw humanity. They would never make or even figure
Hmm.
out. And yeah, that's what happened to him. He got basically
Yeah,
like, well, shit, I have to grant it
got
because
outsmarted.
because he can't defy his own laws. Like he
Hmm.
has to grant. If he
Yeah.
didn't, something probably bad would happen to him. Like probably horrible to him. His whole rules, follow his own. So I do like how they causes time reason. But like I said, I was always one. I understand, remember, and that's why whole thing with her and Josh is. I wonder if she remembers and just like, you know what, I put Josh. Horrible things happen
That's how I
along
felt.
the way, and so I'm gonna go out with him finally. I'm gonna say yes.
Hmm.
Finally this time. So many times he's asked me.
Yeah, that's certainly how I felt about it. She he helped her out. He hooked her up with what she needed and got the worst of it, and it was, penance.
Oh yeah, and I definitely would recommend somebody who fun that um that has really practical special
Yeah.
because like I said, don't get a lot of those when they do come along. It's usually a special effects person that turns director. You don't see
Yeah.
a lot of major directors try to do practical effects.
Hmm.
Just get somebody as
Yeah, he was
passionate.
Misery. What he was he was in or not in Misery, but he worked on Misery, which Misery isn't something that people think about all the amazing special effects, but they think about the one. Um, and then what were some of his others? It was Evil Dead 2, correct? He worked on one of the Phantasm movies.
Phantasm did was it Nightmare on Elm Street? Warriors, Night of the Halloween 5, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, uh, Horror Show, Deep Star 6. I actually have.
Oh wow.
Let's see.
Not surprised.
Yeah, worked up with Tremors, Exorcist, Darkman, and Misery already. Got Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness.
Yes. Raven's New Nightmare. Pumpkinhead.
He's been around.
He's been around, and he's worked on some of the major, even like done the creature effects and special. Before Wishmaster, it was actually the same year.
And another major cameo flick with fantastic special effects. One of my absolute favorites that I debate with some Tarantino heads as to whether or not it's a horror movie, but Dusk Till Dawn, which is just one of my favorite movies to watch. And so many great cameos in that movie. It's just such a classic.
Oh yeah.
If you like Dusk Till Dawn, you would like. I would say you would like this movie as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love Dusk Till Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
It really shows you how much
Who didn't love? I loved Selma Hayek in that movie. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, she's amazing. So
no, but like I was saying, it really takes a special effects guy. Like it almost takes a stunt guy to direct a movie. What really do stunts action? They already coordinated stuff like that. Other movies, special effects artists, they already know. They already know how this and this practically without having to go. No, let's spend $10 million on. It's gonna go way over budget, but this film also was really cheap too. It's even though it was 97, this budget was only $5 million.
Oh wow! How much did it make?
15.7 million. So it wasn't a major box office breakout at all. It made back the money, but still, promotion costs almost twice times sometimes amount of the budget of the film. This didn't get. I don't remember it getting a lot of promotion. Might not have gotten a lot of promotion. It might have stayed under budget. Yes, but it has become sort of the horror community. Also, as a villain, I think he's in the top 100.
Oh, is he?
Villains.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. So yeah, he's just off. Oh, whatever. It's just awesome in all of them.
He's awesome.
I can't wait to do 2. 2 is really fun. I really like it. 2 is just that was a fun. But in here it's just classic film. And
is that the title scene? I'm trying to think. That whole, does the title come after the Persia intro?
I'd have. I don't remember.
Okay.
I have to go back.
I kind of want to go back.
Yeah.
My favorite title scene today is the latest Evil Dead installment. I tell people oftentimes that you can just watch the first. That title scene is 15 minutes, maybe less. You can just watch that and feel very complete as a horror fan. It does the same thing. I mean, you just get a ton right at the very beginning, and if that's all you got, you would walk away from this movie extremely happy.
Yeah, it kicks your ass and goes, "This is the movie. This is what you're watching." So before we end this podcast, do you have any final thoughts for this film, and then give?
Okay, final thoughts. I would also say, this when I was watching it, especially at the beginning and then again at the end, and it could be, some of the stop motion with our skeleton friend, but I definitely got nostalgic for some of those movies, some of the later Evil Dead installments, Clash of the Titans.
Oh yeah.
Just such a fun movie, honestly. Um, I do feel like the middle, there was a lot of that, and I'll be honest. I said earlier not to offend a good portion of the population here in the horror community, but I'm not the biggest Clive Barker fan. So saying that the middle kind of reminded me of a Clive Barker movie was, not meant as a non-compliment or, derogatory, but it's not usually my favorite type of movie. Just a lot of drama, a lot of talking. Um, I say out of 10, I would go in with probably like a 6 on this one. Um, Most of that coming from that opening scene. The closing, we didn't give enough credit to the closing scene where chaos erupts again. You've got some statues going crazy. You've got a lot of people getting killed with all sorts of elements from a rich person's party. A lot of fun. But yeah, the special effects, the cameos, and the way that it bookends, I would say, are the reasons for the 6. Through the middle, if I watched it again, to be perfectly honest, I might, do a little fast forward through some of the chit chatting and get to some of the effects.
Oh yeah. I think there's some areas in this film isn't very long. But even with a 90-minute, this doesn't work at certain points. Out long. I think it's actually happening. You're watching it. Wait a minute. This is not, the pacing is not very. Um.
Hmm.
So you have good pacing by that, but don't stretched out. Sometimes you like you see the back of the theater. Like when it's over,
Right.
I want more. I want more killing. I want more death. Especially just watching a horror. A lot of people going into horror films.
Right. This
I'm
is true.
not everybody. I mean, if if they're going for good, it has a good. It belongs. Right. Sometimes those but bring parts and
Hmm.
way too long that they throw people off, and I could go to the bathroom now, back and hopefully.
Right. Mm.
For me, like I said, I like the beginning, and I like art as well. All the chaos and all that happen. Cameos are. I will back and go. You know what? If they remaster this,
Mm.
go in the computer and a little better, right? Just give
Hmm.
digital touch ups and everything. Um, Make it look a little more modern. Not a campy to the point where you're. Yeah, when they did that, they probably had like horrible blue screen effect and like, you know what? We're no James Cameron. We're not gonna you know the director is a practical effects specialist. He's not a
Hmm.
eye specialist. So
Hmm.
he'll just throw this scene. Okay, we're under budget. I'll be surprised if like that was a very expensive time to do, and that was like more
Right.
budget than the whole movie. It's like,
Yeah,
please let
that's
that not be
10
over
million of
budget.
it.
Please let not be over budget. We'll
Right.
use Adobe Flash for this if we need to.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Remember when Adobe
This one
Flash was a thing?
actually, like, oh yeah, oh yeah. this movie, you saying that this movie would actually be pretty cool to see as a remake, as long as they still protected the special effects that were done really well. But to add more of that, I feel like you could get some great players together to do a remake on this one. Throwing it out there in the universe.
Oh yeah.
So what's your rating?
So my rating for this film, because of its classic stuff, I
Mhm.
would give. I would give this.
Yeah.
I would give this. I mean, I understand you. I give this 7. Like I said, whenever I talk about a gym in general, I always go
Hmm.
back to this because design, buffs like character acting,
Hmm.
um, just it's classic representation of what a gym how on. I always go back and tell
Hmm.
people a fun one that has to do
Right.
with prison. But yeah, I always go back to these a fun film to watch. And back you're going. I really wish that probably a lot of
Hmm.
on the design, and I always go back and not re.
Yeah.
People thought it was a sequel,
Hmm.
and it was like
Yeah.
first came first edited it all practical. You know what? Let's put CGI over practical, and it looked
Hmm.
horrible. It looked horrible.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
should have kept it the practical effects. If I remember correctly, it wasn't
Hmm.
even the director's over and spend more money, cover up all those practical effects that you just did, put CGI in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Final result was not look on screen. I have some friends that are that said that lighting in their theater is some darker, harder to see, but they just felt
Hmm.
great, a lot better if it
Yeah.
look. And I said this practical, kind of like honor its history.
Yeah.
Got blown open, something to the effect. A skeleton get ripped out of a body and it's there. You can touch it. You don't have to play with a
Yeah.
tennis ball. They're like, I'm
Right.
reacting to a tennis ball. Like, I'll be scared. I am scared of a tennis.
It's
So you're an actor.
it's what true fans, yeah, it's what true fans turn out for sure. I don't know if you did this on purpose, but you just said that you wished that more films would. And I think earlier I might have said that I wished that they would remake this. We're getting very dangerous here.
Oh, don't worry. I don't have a soul anymore. So I can't. I can't. Yeah. I sold my soul a long time ago, and then took someone else's soul
No.
and sold that one.
Well, and one, again, I know I already said it too, but we haven't seen this done before, and you have to. I mean, there are many, many, many slasher movies. There's many, silent, lurking kind of supernatural beasts that walk through the woods, stalking teenagers. And I feel like the true horror fan that tunes in for the new movies that are constantly coming back, that looks at the back catalog, finding a storyline that hasn't been done is always so nice. So you've got to appreciate the movie for the fact that aside from Shaq, there hasn't been any frightening movies with genies in them. So touche.
Okay, exactly. Originality these days, whether you're genre of film, it's almost impossible. Very
Ah, it's rough.
rare when there is an actual like original, or even I'm doing a remake or revival. They'll either rehash it or they'll or it will be so bad. There'll be some type of agenda behind it. Like, did you forget? No, before you pull this, did you forget to actually write a good story first?
Right.
Or
Oops.
yeah, oops. No,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't because studio just threw us money. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I like that's what I like about like A24 and House is that
Mm-hmm.
they were given a specific and they said run with it. That's all you get.
Right.
That's all you
Mm-hmm.
get, and go over that budget, you have no money, and you have to use your own money. After that, especially Blumhouse. Blumhouse will only be very small and directors. And not if it's not a sequel, and it have to give
Mm-hmm.
you have to give us fun, something that people will go back and rewatch. Um, but that this is all the money you get. Fail failed with this budget, and it
Mm-hmm.
sucks when there's a director that's
Right.
and goes like, "I'm giving you slop. I'm giving you
Mm-hmm.
recycled
Mm-hmm.
slop that I probably typed out on ChatGPT
Right. These days, for
these
sure.
days." Yeah, it's like no,
Certainly no Ari Aster, where it's all plot and all story and just, put pure art on the screen. Yeah, there are a lot of, and that's the shtick, right? That's why so many people don't pay any attention to the horror genres because they've probably come across one of those, poorly written, throw it together. The movies that were basically remixed versions of a lot of the classics because people saw the opportunity to make a little money and not have to be too creative and went with it. And that's it's nice to see originality. It's nice to see a highbrow or things with a bigger storyline. Just to give it some sort of a stance, a comeuppance.
no, exactly. And even without originality, just to give us a character, a memorable
Hmm.
anybody from like Tony Todd's
Yeah.
Potter's Jason to Robert England's Freddy Krueger. These are all characters that we know and love, and we remember them even if they don't speak.
Hmm.
We know these characters. You could almost put them on like wet over like
Hmm.
I know that because that's right. Well, I know that because that looks like ass.
Yeah.
Or in this
Hmm.
case, like again, he has a specific silhouette.
Hmm.
Um, so I really like characters that are memorable back, and you see a quick picture of it, and you're like, I know exactly who, and
Yep.
we're memorable. And even though the villain is the villain, Andrew Ivoff is the villain, feels every single, especially in humor.
Hmm. Right. Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Good pick.
Yes, and definitely the next pick probably will. Oh,
Okay.
oh, I have to go to LA.
Okay.
I get to go to Korea. Absolutely,
That's fun.
yeah. Uh, but the next um,
Okay. We need to save room for Trick or Treat.
we will do
It's
trick
one
or
of
treat.
both
We
of our
will do trick
favorites.
or treat.
So,
Yes,
hmm, yeah.
getting close. We're getting close to Halloween. Yeah, that is still a classic. And
Hmm.
Halloween,
Yeah.
I watch. So
Hmm.
And that
Absolutely, I
too,
watch it every year.
that too
Hmm.
has a lot of practical special.
Hmm.
Talk about talking as werewolf transformation, and that is practical.
I love a good werewolf.
It's
Yeah,
so
I
good. Yeah,
love a good
I
werewolf
love it.
transformation.
Yeah, it's like they really did sort of like a homage to like um
Right. So good.
it's just like really really fun film that it looks like an
Hmm.
anthology. But
Hmm.
so anyway, yeah,
Favorite.
definitely I gave it a 7. You gave it a 6. Definitely check this out if you haven't spoiled it if you're watching this right now. But yeah, definitely check it out. It's called Wish 7, and oh yeah, careful what.
Always.
And for everyone else watching, thank you for listening. In background audio. Thank you, LC, for coming on tonight.
Always.
And remember, Naga.